Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Silver bullet, my man. Solid silver bullet. 1943 walking piece keychain on a keychain.
Oh, did the market sell off for about 6 hours collectively over the last 3 days?
I'm not going to go through the entire massive coin collection that somebody just sent me in the mail as an appreciation, a tip, if you will, for all the great education that I provide. Again, here I say not tips, a tip to me for the education, because this is a person that has taken what I've taught them and have now ran with it and is having making a career out of this. And it's nice that he has a job. He trades in the morning, makes a little bit of money, and then he goes to his regular job. That's what I want to hear. Silver, man. So cheers. We went out to dinner for the first time. I'm disappointed in the restaurant, but it was nice to be out. Again, I'm not sure that our friend got the sarcasm that I was trying to lay on extra thick. I mean, I don't think I could have been more sarcastic. You know, in those books that I was reading, it really wasn't about the QQQ, right? And all those dates that I was giving, right? But I'll tell you something. These last 3 days, and again, I'm a piker little fragment of what I used to be. I got no problem with that. You know, it's annoying the way I trade. I try to never lose. It's impossible. So every trade I either sell out of, every trade that I lose money on, especially on a long trade, everything I do wrong, it's tenfold, because I probably shouldn't be trading at all. I'm good. The Qs are good. We're good. Right? I own a few stocks. I could just watch them go up every day. They pretty much go up every day, right? I'm good. I like to trade. I like to teach this trade. This trade on the VWAP it's amazing, and I like showing it to people. And I really love these reversals intraday. If you can believe it, today, one of our best trades over the last 3 days, if you can believe it, and you should, because why wouldn't you? Shorting the Qs. Shorting the Qs, yeah. Not selling out of the Qs, but shorting the Qs. These last couple of days have been everything that I like about trading. Every stock that I've traded lately has been something that I own. So Halliburton, FMCI, Spotify. I don't own DraftKings anymore, but DraftKings. The idea of, again, I've told this story thousands of times now. When I first started trading, all I was doing was hedging. I sat there and just watched my portfolio. You know, first I was a broker, and all I did was watch what I owned anyway. And then when I became an independent trader, I still had my portfolio. So I started by focusing on the stocks that I own. And then, again, it branched out a little bit, but mostly I'd come back to trading around my core position. So if I had the Qs and the Qs were weak that day, I would short the Qs, because if you haven't done this, this is typical of most investors and traders. You sell out of the stock and it goes higher the next day. You don't want to buy it back, because it goes against the whole concept of buying low and selling high. I know it doesn't work as well anymore, because you have to buy high and sell higher in this market. But generally, if you sell something, you think that's a good price. You're selling it for a reason. If you sell all of it, then you're probably still, you might like the idea. So then you're waiting for a pullback to maybe try it again. And then if it doesn't pull back, next thing you know, there goes that stock without you. And you usually never buy it back, because you become stubborn and annoyed, and you don't want to buy it, because then if it goes down, you'll be twice as mad. And next thing you know, you don't want doing it. Is it still squeezing? No. Doug had it at 690. I don't want to know. Well, we said 750. Usually when stocks break 5, they go to 750. Where did it get up to? Did it get up to like $10? So stupid, these trades. But listen, if you're out there, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but awesome. I mean, this makes up for anybody that says anything negative about me, anything that, I mean, not that many people criticize me anymore. I mean, I like the criticisms. I like the challenges too. You know, I like the, I miss Joe Just Joe. I miss bang him and leave him. I miss that Chinese guy that, claimed to be a billionaire and wanted to trade everything I did against me. I like that out there. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. We didn't wear the mask. No, we weren't. We're outside. We were outside. But yeah. So anyway, the reason I'm making a video right now is if you guys are out there and you have not come to the website, do it. This is this weekend I'm doing something that I started doing for the students that I already paid for, and now it's morphed into a decent idea for you guys to get to know what we do. So I do a 5-hour class, kind of like, an extension of what I used to do when I worked for an education company. So I basically, we talk philosophy a little bit, open it up. And then we talk platforms and some just subtleties about what to look for as far as tape reading. But then we would just get into the bones of it, 3 or 4 hours of just the VWAP, where you're placing your stops, what kind of trade, what the 4 or 5 different varieties of the VWAP trade, coming off the bottom, coming from the top, building your own range, and the multi-day VWAP, how to read it, and our special sauce and that kind of stuff. But I usually do a one-time thing where you pay one price and then it's you whatever happens. This is the only thing I do separately. So if you wanted to take a class, it's a certain price, and then you could take a certain amount of months on top of that class, because I don't think doing one class and charging people for it is good enough. I'm not going to do that when I say that's probably the dumbest thing anybody could do, because, I come from the school of Traders Expos, where they're paying $400 or $500 for a 2 or 3 hour seminar. I still don't know why people would do that. For me, it's a month minimum plus the class, and then I give you another class for one price. So basically it's 2 months and a 5-hour seminar. And basically all I say is buy the cues for 5 hours, and then I ask for money. It's really what it is. It's really what it comes down to. But these last couple of days, I mean, what has been amazing is that you were able to short the market and make money, and then take that money and do what you want with it. For me, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Fuck that whole Spotify trade up, man. I mean, I sold some puts. I got the pullback. I bought the pullback, and for some reason, when I bought the stock, I was fully intending to hold on to it. I bought it yesterday at 238, right below the VWAP. Right, I'm like, oh, cool. The stock finally pulls back, and then it just sat there for 5 hours, and it didn't do anything. So I was like, man, maybe it goes down tomorrow. And then it rips up 6 points into the close, and then goes up 25 points today. So bottom line, I'm never going to own Spotify. I sold some puts against it. I sold some puts. I'll collect some premium tomorrow. I sold some puts for October. I sold some puts for January of next year. So in theory, I own Spotify, but I don't own the stock. The stock basically went up 35 points from the second I let go of the button. Pretty fucking heartbreaking. And then the Dada. Right? I bought the Dada, and then I tried to trade the Dada, which ruined the investment, because Dada starts tanking in the middle of the day. So in that situation, this is exactly why I don't trade the stocks that I don't want to trade out of the stock that I own as a day trade, because then you never buy it back. Exactly what I did with Dada. So even after 25 years, I still make the stupidest, dumbest mistakes. So Dada, I'm thinking, here's another disturbing IPO that if it breaks highs, it'll probably go to 30 bucks. So I bought a couple of hundred shares, right? And the other day, it looked pretty good at 22.50. I bought more, and then I bought more at 23. And I bought, I went from 200 shares up to 1,000. And then, of course, it pulled back 50 cents. So I sold 200. And then it pulled back to 22. And I was like, oh, shit. And I got stopped out of the whole thing. And then it went down to 20 and change. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe it was just another pump and dump. And then 6 points later, or whatever, here it is breaking all-time highs. So that's what I don't want to have happen anymore. That's why Halliburton's still my favorite stock. I have now made money on the way up. It's been weak for the last 2 weeks. I've been crushing it on the short, and I still own the stock. So almost got to the point where I was going to dump the whole thing at 11.40 today, but it reversed today. So we're going to use the 11.40 as our out if we decide to sell it. But that's not what I'm here about. I just want to say one more time, thanks for all the presents. The Roman coin is amazing. I always wanted something from the Roman era. All those coins are awesome. Thank you for adding to my collection. It really means a lot. Love the piece dollars. Love all the silver. Love the raw silver. Love the little piece of gold. The gold nugget in there. Really nice care package. Awesome stuff. I can't wait to go through a little bit more detailed and itemize it all. It's going to be fun. Tomorrow will be options expiration. Usually we do like an evening session. I'm kind of shot right now, so I probably won't do it. But it's the greatest market of all time. You're getting sector rotation. The airlines came back to life today. Some of the financial stocks came back to life. The stocks that should be going up every day are going up every day. The markets, to me, it seems pretty healthy. Whether or not we have a 10 or 20% correction again, I think we're due. We're due for a 10% correction on the high flying stocks. But then what? We go right back up 3 days from now. So why bother going down, right? That's the way that I think the market right now is like, why bother go down? Because we're just going to go back up 3 days from now. But maybe they'll have another shakeout. I don't know. Bottom line is the VWAP reversals are working every time lately. Today, FMCI, look at that chart, broke over the VWAP. Pretty awesome. Qs this morning was a short, which is incredible. Here's the thing about the COVID, right? Why do we care? We haven't cared since March 10th, right? I don't know. The way I look at it is the date right now. As far as I'm concerned, these next 2 weeks in my career, in my lifetime, we never go down. I understand if the market's going to go down, we're looking like it wants to make that turn. We made the turn. Now it depends if we keep going that way. We're in the midst of a turn. But we never go down. So I'm not gonna fight it. But we'll see tomorrow. It's gonna be, if we get through tomorrow, we get through Monday, and then we're into the 4th of July week. We rarely ever go down this time of the year. All right. June and July used to be good months for tech back in the day, back in the early 90s, and July was like a semiconductor month, I remember. So if we make it through tomorrow, which we probably will, and then Monday's usually, it's going well. I'll show you. Actually, maybe tomorrow I'll get into the backyard. I'll do a video from the backyard. I'll show you my wood chopping. I bought a mini. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I bought myself a mini chainsaw. I figured what I need to do, I don't need a hardcore one. It's cordless. I'll charge it. We'll see what it can do. It cost me $70. If it's a piece of shit, I'll just beat the hell out of it and chop whatever I can and saw whatever I can. Some of the logs are just a little bit too big to get through, so I got to cut them a little bit. Anyway, the market rarely goes down on June 26th, 29th, and the 30th. And then we're into July, right? That's when we never go down. Seriously, we never go down 4th of July weekend. I mean, there was, I think it was 2 years ago where we never go down Christmas Eve and we went down 750 points that day. It was very shocking. But just playing the percentages, we never go down, right? The 26th, 29th, and 30th. Those are the last 3 days in July. Something might happen on the 30th because I'm not going to be around. I got my kid's my kid, he's taking his road test on the 30th, so I got to go with him and then get his car. I got him a red convertible. Big Al gave him his red convertible. But back to the whole thing, Wednesday's the 1st, Tuesday's the 2nd, Friday's the 3rd, July 4th's on Saturday. So I would think there's no chance in hell the market's going down because this is just a seasonal. I could get the almanac out for you, but as far as I remember, and my memory's not that good, but if I do remember anything, it's usually about stock market stuff because that's all I talk about and do. This is notoriously a really good 6 or 7 days. And then since 2011, every holiday weekend when there's no terrorist attack, we gap up that Monday. So now the 4th of July falls on a Saturday. I believe the market's open on the 6th, right? That day should be a big day. So if we make it these next 5 or 6 days and we tack on another bit, I expect to see the Qs at all-time highs. And then if we make it through the July 4th weekend, I think maybe we get some consolidation again. I just don't see us going down. August 17th. August 17th is what I'm talking about. August 17th has been a day, that week has been a very volatile week. So if we're rallying right through July and we make it to August 17th, I think that's when we get that 10%. I don't know what the hell's going on Monday morning, and the market just shits itself for 3 days. And, we get some volatility, and then we work that out. Next thing you know, it's Labor Day weekend. We come back from Labor Day weekend, and we start the bull market all over again. I know we're going to be talking about the pandemic or whether it's still here or if it went away or all that stuff. But there's so much action in this market. The bottom line is you really don't have to own stocks to make this market work for you. But why wouldn't you own a few things? And I'm telling you, I don't know what that is, but I've seen that stock before, meaning I've seen this action before. Very choppy, very weak throughout the day, very, very, there's no bid to the stock, and then it closes strong. That's a stock that's under accumulation and being manipulated. So they're shaking it up all day. That whole thing about getting the weak hands out and shaking the trees, that stock is doing that. And then at the end of the day, the buyers come back and the stock rallies into the close. That is that stock. I think that stock's going to $100. All right. I might be wrong. You're only risking 5 points here to make 75. Let's do it. Again, as soon as they have options, I'm buying them because that kind of action, I've seen that action before. DA. I've seen this action before. I don't know anything about the company. I don't care. I know it's a Chinese supermarket. Walmart has I think it's Walmart owns part of it. So that kind of not justifies it, authenticates it. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. The opposite of the opposite of fraud would be, I don't know, just say the opposite of fraud. Qualifies it? Qualifies it. But it's good to see. Validates it. Thank you very much. It validates it. Thank you very much. So the action alone, I've seen. It doesn't matter what symbol and what company. I've seen this action before. And I got jiggled out. The stock kicked me to the curb because it basically faux show broed me, right? So it rolled over, tried to rally, and then rolled over again. So I thought, okay, this one's getting worse. Let me get out. And then it got better and then a lot better. So now I'm thinking, I just got kicked out of this stock. This thing breaks 25 tomorrow. You might be looking at a 5-point day, and then you're going to blink and this thing's going to be a $50 stock. And the way I look at it, it's very difficult to trade intraday. So you buy 300 shares of this thing, you put you give yourself a 5-point cushion. 1999s, you're out. Your target's 120. That's it. If it pulls back 2 points tomorrow, don't be selling it. I'm going to give this thing, I'm going to put a swing trade on. I'm not going to go big. 300 shares. I'll risk $1,500. And I'm thinking this thing goes to $50. $1,500 to make $7,500. Dada. Especially in this market. If you can dream it, it can happen. So what's my opinion tomorrow for the overall market? I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do. If we gap down and we go green, we're going to go to all-time highs tomorrow. Qs I'm talking about. If we gap down tomorrow and the UVXY is green and the UVXY goes red and the market starts to go back up, everybody that thought these last 3 days were something are going to get punched in the face and the market's going to rip to all-time highs. If the market starts high and the profit takers start to take over and we start rolling over, all the people that didn't sell Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that were thinking about selling might sell. And then we got to deal with, again, there's a twinge of fear in the air for the first time in about 3 months. So, because I don't trade it. Tesla, you just own it. It's one of my favorite stocks in the world. You can't trade that stock. Own it. Own it. Every dip's a buy. The stock's going to $1 million. I can't say I have nothing negative to say about the stock. I don't think it's overvalued. I don't think it's tough to buy at $1,000, but imagine, if you will, they announce a 4-for-1 split. Well, let's say they do a 10-for-1 split. That stock will be $2,000 in 10 days. If Tesla did a 10-for-1 split, right? It doesn't even matter about valuation now. If they did a 10-for-1 split, everybody would buy the stock. If you got a chance to buy Tesla at $100, you'd buy it, right? Just because it's $100. You're not caring. You don't care about valuation. So if they do a 10-for-1 split, that stock would go up 50 points. So in theory, that's 500 more points. So the stock's really worth $1,500. I think they should do it. But I didn't come here to talk too long. If you guys are interested, all right? If you guys are interested, email me. Email me tonight. Come tomorrow. See what it's all about. I do this thing every 6 weeks. It's 5 hours of hardcore charting. I show you what exactly that setup that I love so much looks like. I walk you through the VWAP. I'll talk about the multi-day VWAP. Not everybody can get the multiple day VWAP. You got to know how to code, and you got to, sit with my coder. But if you guys are savvy enough, you could figure it out and reverse engineer it. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. It's not, the most complex stuff. It's just a data grab, and you put it on the chart, and you overlay one VWAP with the other VWAP. So, but knowing how to use it, how to build the ranges, where to put the stops, that type of thing, what stocks to focus on, that's what we talk about. And it's 5 hours. We go into it for 5 hours, and then at the end of the session, we usually talk a little bit about options, because I like making sure everybody knows a little bit about options, because once you learn how to trade, the next thing you do is you learn how to trade options. So once you can find your idea, then parlay that into an options trade. So instead of buying a QQQ, instead of buying the Qs, you're buying options where you're risking, only 10% of what you would normally be risking, and you're making the same amount of money. It's a lot easier to trade that way, where you don't have $246,000 exposed for 1,000 shares. Instead, you have 2,400 or whatever. All right, man, I need a nap. I'll Yeah, just email me, thewarlock@hitthebid.com. Diego, I'll get back to you. I just got some stuff to take care of. And come to the room tomorrow. I sent you an email. I got a new guy who wants to start trading. And about the money, right? It's not like I'm handing out money to people. All right. I'm not a broker. I'm just a schmuck on the internet. I like to help people. If you go through my training course and I have faith in you, I believe in you, I can get you access to some money. That's really the bottom line. It's not for free. You just don't call me and I'm just going to give you $10,000 because I think you're a nice person. All right. Let me train you. And then you trade my ideas for me. Okay. Because today was one of those days where I walked away from the desk and all the ideas that I had happened while I was gone. It would have been nice to have a competent assistant. Hey, I was in that FMCI while you were gone. It's up 2 points now. Hey, I caught that data at the end of the day. Good thing you told me to watch it for a $23 break. That's the kind of assistant that I'm looking for. And again, it'll be all my money, and I don't mind sharing. 20%, 30%. Just press some buttons. Inevitably, you're not going to want to work for me. It's basically a way so you can get access to the market, feel what it feels like to be a trader. Because if you start making money and you're starting to get a feel for it, you're not going to want to work for me. You're going to want to go out on your own and do it for yourself. But I'll help you get there. And that's the process. Okay. I'm freaking exhausted. I'll see you maybe tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe sometime next week. And if I don't speak to you tomorrow or the next day, have a good weekend. Be safe. If I don't speak to you next week after that, happy 4th of July. Blow some stuff up. And let's hope, let's all get this virus, man. I think that's the only way we're going to get through it. Let's all just get it. Because have you seen it before I go? You guys, I know it's only sample size of 26 people here. If there was a vaccine, you taking it tomorrow? There was a poll out. They said, what would make you feel more comfortable going out? And everybody says a vaccine or a therapeutic. And then the next question is, would you take the vaccine? And everybody says no. So what do you, I don't know what do people want? Because I'm not taking the vaccine either. I'm not taking it either. I saw that movie with Will Smith and the zombies. They had a vaccine. It was supposed to cure some disease. And next thing you know, everybody went fucking zombie. So I don't want to be the guinea pig. I think I'd rather get the disease. I'm healthy-ish, right? I think I can fight it off. And next thing you know, hopefully I have the antibodies and I won't get it again, like chicken pox or whatever it is. I don't know, man. But these sports, the sports is there's going to be players that get it. It's going to be in the new. It's never going to be going away. We're going to be talking about this forever. We have changed society again. 9/11, financial crisis, and here we are, pandemicville. And I tell you, I've got some snowflake friends. They're not coming out of their house. They are not coming out of their house. They do not leave the house. They will not. They do not come out of the house. And I'm not that guy. I don't care. I'm not that guy. I was that guy before anybody was that guy. When the virus started spreading and nobody was making a big deal of it, I was like, this is a big deal. I was wearing, I was the first one. I had my, I had the old school mask where nobody had a mask. What are these? The sheetrocking mask, right? I went out with I went with the mask, gloves. I had switchblades, and I didn't bring my real gun out with me, but I I brought my gas powered BB gun with me, you know, just in case the shit went down. I wanted to have something in my hand. I went out like I was Mad Max, like I was crazy. And then, then 3 or 4 months later, I don't know, I'm ready, and then you realize if you're in the store and I'm getting the Brussels sprouts, somebody touched the Brussels sprouts before me, right? And then I'm bringing the Brussels sprouts home and I got Brussels sprout COVID on my fingers. And I guess I made it, I don't know. It's just sick. But all we can do right now is live in this little bubble that we have. My bubble is really cool, you know. If you get a Jets mask, it already comes with the disease of being a loser. It's embedded in the mask. Even smells like a loser. Actually, it smells like weed. I wonder why it smells like weed. Speaking of that, I got a zebra to pick up. All right. Oh man, did I? Oh, I showed you the. I'm down to my last nugget of Gary Payton. I don't want to let it go. It's my last nug. If anybody could find the Gary Payton strain, this is a good strain. It's called Gary Payton for some reason. Very smooth, very nice. But apparently my boy's got something exotic, as he said. I haven't heard that word in a while. Exotic. I'll show it to you next week. Oh, by the way, remember when that COVID, they were saying, what was it, like 3 months ago, don't smoke pot because it'll hurt your lungs and you'll get, now it's smoke pot because COVID doesn't like the weed. So just right, my wife like to smoke. All right. I'll see you guys in the morning. Why don't you all show up tomorrow, would you? I'm changing the password on Monday. Here, come to the damn room, would you, please? Here, go right now. Hit the bid. I might be there tonight. Go right now, would you? Here, hitthebid.com, right? Go to the room, right? The password is HTBMEMBER943. There you go, right? You have to type it in just like that. Capital HTB, capital M, and then the rest is EMBER 943. Go to the hip site. Hang out. Come tomorrow. Maybe it'll be the greatest day of your life. Could be a boring Friday. I don't expect it to be boring, but come and listen to what we do. That's how it starts. You won't be disappointed. And as AJ just said, I let people hang for 30 days because I'm the nicest guy. Were you annoyed with fees? No, there are no fees. There's you don't have no FX. No, we don't talk FX. If that's what you're into, the only thing we don't talk about is FX. We talk about everything. Inevitably, after we're done trading, we talk about guns and fishing and recipes and gold and silver and all that stuff. All right, cheers. Good luck. There's the stuff right there. Go do it now. Hitthebid.com, HTB member 943. And if you are so inclined and you're thrilled about what you see on Friday, I'm doing a class. It's a paid for class on Saturday, but you get 2 months. So if you haven't taken the trial, sign up for that class. We'll give you 2 months for one low fee. All right? I'll see you.